We have so much to talk about this week. PSO2's global release date, Elyon's closed beta, and so many new MMORPG announcements. Quick little aside though, we have 200 Elyon closed beta keys to give away. 50 specifically we're giving away in the YouTube comment section. All you need to do is be subscribed to this channel and leave a comment stating why you want to play Elyon, and that's it. We'll go ahead and choose the winners on April 28th. Before we jump into today's video though, I would like to talk about today's sponsor, a game that has been around for 7 whole years now, Summoner's War Sky Arena. This is a mobile turn-based strategy MMO that boasts over 100 million players worldwide, and they want to welcome you into the game during their 7th anniversary. The game features over 1,000 unique monsters to both collect and awaken, so if you have ever wanted to be the very best like no one ever was, then this might be a safe bet. They have various different dungeons for players to run and plenty of weekly in-game events as well. The current anniversary event is giving out a ton of awesome rewards for participating in it, including anniversary exclusive scrolls, a special coin event that allows you to purchase unique items from the event shop, and a dance challenge event. For more details on any of the events, especially the dance event, make sure to check out their official Instagram. It'll have all of the info you need. If this looks like something that you'd be interested in trying out, then I urge you to go ahead and click that link in the description or the pinned comment below. You'll be taken directly to the download for the game. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news. Since we were just talking about Elyon, let's go ahead and start this off with it. Again, I would like to reiterate, we have 200 closed beta keys to give away total for the upcoming closed beta test, and the giveaway ends in just 5 days. If you haven't participated already, then we have a link directly to that in the pinned comment and the description below. One method of participating was mentioned in the intro. All you gotta do is be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment stating why you want to play Elyon. But we have 3 additional methods with over 150 extra keys to give out. Keys are very limited, as are the spots for the closed beta. If you didn't win one of those 200 keys though, that is more than fine. You can pre-register the normal way and hope for the best. The beta in question is going to begin on May 6th and run through May 10th. Kakao have confirmed that they have plans to run a secondary closed beta test for the upcoming MMO after the first, and they've promised to give us even more keys to give away for that test phase as well, so stay tuned. We don't have an exact release date for Elyon's official launch yet, but we should hopefully the closer we get to the second closed beta test. The developers behind the upcoming Corepunk MMORPG recently held a Q&A featuring quite a few community-asked questions. First, they went and confirmed that their upcoming closed beta is going to allow approximately 10,000 players in and release by the end of 2021. Hopefully, they're comfortable giving me a few keys to give away to our amazing community, otherwise, you guys are going to need to enter the old-fashioned way. They confirmed that they're hard at work on new gameplay videos to showcase progress that has been made over the last several months. They'll be releasing a roadmap in the future after the successful conclusion of their closed beta test. This is an MMO that I'm actually very excited for. And actually, real quick, I know I don't typically do this, but I just want to briefly interrupt this news video and point out that a few months ago, the team behind Corepunk actually reached out to us and sent both Mrs. Sticks and I individually 2 separate Corepunk official loot boxes. I'll move the microphone here so you guys can see. Oops, I just smacked my printer, but the loot box right there. It had a bunch of different hoodies. It had some figurines, which we actually have right here. And yeah, so we are very grateful that they reached out to us. And since I never thanked them personally, would like to go ahead and thank you guys in this video. You guys look like you're making a great quality game, and you genuinely look like solid guys. Yeah, perfect new world. I know, the creative team in charge of naming this MMO really outdid themselves this time. But even despite its unusual name, this is an MMO that I am both highly optimistic about and simultaneously concerned for. See, yeah, this, wow, my voice just cracked really high then. But yeah, this is directly connected to the current Perfect World MMORPG. It's not a sequel, it's not a prequel, it's not a remake. It's its own game with its own unique features, its own unique setting, its own classes, graphical style, combat system, and more. It does share a lot of similarities with Perfect World, but at the end of the day, it's going to be something entirely different. And the best part, this is coming to PC and consoles. Which consoles specifically are currently unknown, but it's refreshing to see development of non-mobile compatible MMOs. And before you guys go into the comment section and say, but Sticks, they're making a Perfect New World mobile game as well. I know, I do. They're making a completely separate, completely disconnected mobile game that will have no compatibility with either the PC or the console version, which in fact will have compatibility. So this is not being designed or developed for mobile at all. Perfect World Games have confirmed that there will be a global release for Perfect New World, with a release date scheduled for quote-unquote 2021 within China, at least in some form. Closed alpha, closed beta, or full release is currently unknown. While we're talking about Perfect World Games and Perfect New World, it's worth noting that the developers have confirmed yet another upcoming PC MMORPG, New Jade Dynasty World. Yeah, they're definitely on something here. Now, the names for these games are definitely inspired. Maybe they're just attempting to stick with the original names to reaffirm to players that they are based on the same IP. In which case, I would have just personally went with something like Perfect World 2 or Jade Dynasty 2, or maybe something simpler, but here we are, New Jade Dynasty World. This is going to be a PC exclusive MMORPG, and from the looks of the trailer, it'll utilize some form of hybrid action combat, as it looks as though your character remained locked to the target, but at the same time, the combat looks significantly faster than traditional tab target. Both Perfect New World and New Jade Dynasty World are going to be set in large open worlds and be their own original games set within the same franchise, but other than that, not much has really been confirmed, at least what wasn't already confirmed in trailer form. In a absolutely shocking turn of events, Population Zero, which launched to an absolutely terrible reception, has shut down. Yeah, the self-fulfilling prophecy echoed within its name has come to fruition, with the game's servers being taken offline along with its website. The game was really short-lived, and while it is always sad to see an MMO shut down, this was just handled so poorly that everyone saw this coming literally from miles away, except for the developers themselves, who were under this weird illusion that it was still somehow a fantastic game. For those of you unaware, Swords of Legends Online is an MMORPG that just kinda came out of nowhere and is launching very soon, like in the next few months soon. In anticipation of this, they have opened up pre-orders ranging from $40 to $100. These are pretty normal prices for a new buy-to-play MMORPG, and from what I've seen, not only is the Chinese version of this game not at all pay to win, but Gameforge recently revealed the cash shop and went on to prove to players that it won't have anything present in the store outside of cosmetic items. Now, if they are capable of retaining that throughout the entirety of the game, then I dare say Swords of Legends Online could potentially be a fantastic MMO to play. I've seen the various gameplay trailers they released for it recently, and everything is looking incredibly high quality. The best part of all of this is that I might have some beta keys to give away to players, as I'm currently discussing when specifically the beta will take place and how many closed beta keys I'll be able to secure. It is not 100% certain yet, but they did make mention that they would be more than capable and more than happy to give me some. Now, these keys, of course, will only be available to our subscribers, so, you know, if you're not already, you know where the button is. You know what's coming next week, right? Yeah, the final episode of Guild Wars 2's Icebrood Saga, Judgement. This is something I know a lot of players have been eagerly anticipating, and it's coming on April 27th. It's right around the corner. We got a brand new cape, we got Ascended Greatsword, we got new eye infusions, a new world boss, and more story, which is one of the things that players enjoy most about Guild Wars 2. It does, after all, have one of the better stories and narratives currently available in the MMO sphere. Mrs. Sticks and I have a lot of catching up to do throughout Heart of Thorns and Path of Exile if we plan on ever getting to this content before End of Dragons launches later this year. Yes, the long-awaited anime MMO PSO2 New Genesis is finally releasing. Not only do we have a confirmed release date for the closed beta, but we also have a confirmation on the global release of the game. The closed beta pre-registration is going to run from April 21st at 10 a.m. PDT right through until the end of the beta test. Yeah, you can actually, weirdly enough, register for the beta even during the last day of the beta being playable. You'll just probably not really get accepted. Now with this in mind, we do have a small guide on how to free register on our website and in our video posted just yesterday if you're interested. For those of you that are interested in the release date, June 2021. Yeah, you'll actually be able to log in and play New Genesis in just 2 months. Finally, you guys will have something new to play. Not just anything though, this is a gorgeous, entirely overhauled anime MMORPG that is significantly more open than its predecessor PSO2, but also feels just genuinely more like an MMO. For those of you that are more or less like me and were waiting on the final patch to roll out in Final Fantasy XIV before completing all of the content at once, then yeah, you're going to need to wait slightly longer. As while patch 5.5 has officially rolled out, if I recall, patch 5.55 will be the final end to the expansion. But while we do inevitably wait for patch 5.55 to release, we have all of patch 5.5 to complete, and man, the amount of 5.5s I'm seeing, I think has messed me up at least once or twice. But there's new dungeons, there's new story, there's the final Nier themed raid, there's just so much content, especially if you've been leaving any prior patches in anticipation of this one. For those of you that are still interested in playing Blast Unleashed after being repeatedly underwhelmed with their closed beta tests, then you'll be happy to learn May 12th will be their final beta test phase where they plan on rolling out the final version of their UI and cash shop. So, if you're one of the 3 people that are eagerly anticipating playing through Blast Unleashed once it launches, then this is probably the news you've been waiting for. While we don't have an exact release date for the PC incarnation of the game, it likely won't be too long after the final closed beta test takes place on May 12th through May 16th. I am always excited to see new content coming out for DC Universe Online. It's probably the only actively updated superhero themed MMO out there. Champions Online doesn't really receive much in the way of love, but this right here does. As of last week, World of Flashpoint, the game's next large content update, went live completely free for every player, providing new daily quests, new weekly missions, and a brand new raid. There's a ton to do in this update, and if I weren't already so preoccupied with literally everything right now, I'd be jumping into this as the Flashpoint event in DC Comics is something that I know quite a bit about, and is one of the stories that I genuinely really liked. Admittedly, both Mrs. Sticks and I got to play some of Dual Universe, and while it was definitely an interesting new MMO, I don't know, it was too sandboxy for us to really invest more than 3 or 4 hours into. Maybe things have changed since then, maybe there have been more additions added into the game, and honestly, we would love to jump back in the closer we get to the game's official release. Speaking of, that was actually delayed. Yeah, the developers behind the MMO released a statement confirming a 2021 release just doesn't seem realistic. However, a 2022 release closer to the middle of the year definitely seems like something they might be capable of meeting. And while I'm all for game delays to take the time to perfect your product before releasing it to the public, at the same time, this game has been a long time coming, and the longer we have to wait, the further into obscurity this will likely fall. And that is it. That is all of the MMO related information that has been brought to my attention over the course of the last 2 weeks. If you think there's anything I missed, go down into the comment section below, leave a comment with the article link. You can go ahead and contact me via Twitter or Discord or Facebook or Instagram or any social media platform I'm on. You can go ahead and include that link as well. And if applicable, I will go ahead and include that in the next weekly bite of MMORPG news, or I'll go ahead and do a dedicated video on it. Anyway, guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time.
Someday soon, I'm gonna make it.